Hello everyone! Today on Binky's Gaming Thoughts, I'm going to dive into the Dragon Age map and explore the potential places we will be visiting in the next Dragon Age game. So every now and then I go back to the website to see if there's anything new, anything different. Several months ago, there was a map of Thedas, but like the whole map. And now, when I went the other day, it was zoomed in on Tevinter. But not just on Tevinter, not all of Tevinter, and specific cities or places, regions were shown. So I took a look, checked out what those places were, what they meant, what they represented, who lived there, and it gives us clues to where we might be going and why in the next game. So let's explore that. Obviously Tevinter, which we already knew, and the map also shows Nevarra. So the Tevinter Imperium and Nevarra are two key places that we'll be visiting in the next game. How many key places? 2. Nevarra is where the Nevarran Accord established the Circle of Magi. So we could be exploring more about maybe a new circle or potential circles or the history of the circle and the mages. With the cities and villages visible, the first thing I noticed was the Silent Plains, which we spoke about in the Chant of Light. It's where those elves lived and communicated with Fen'Harel, where the leader of the clan in dreams communicated with Fen'Harel. There is a city called Solis. In Tevinter, there's not much information about it, but it's one of the places where Shartan led the rebellion. Shartan, who joined Andraste, the rebellion against Tevinter. So it's a key place all the same. Does it indicate that Solis was Shartan? Who knows? I never gave much thought to that theory, but there must be a reason why Shartan went there. Or maybe it's just coincidence. So for other Tevinter cities indicated on the close-up of the map, we see Voldorma, which is mentioned in the Chant of Light in the Canticle of Shartan. When he frees the elven slaves, they escape and are hunted. And then there's Verantium. There's not much info that I could find about it, but we have seen it in the names of crafting material, such as infused Verantium samite. Or is it Verantium? We'll ask Dorian. He'll let us know. Then, obviously, there's the Imperial Highway. It connects the many distant lands of the Empire, and it's made of stone and magic. Perivantium. I couldn't find any information on Perivantium. There is Kaimenbria. Not much info can be found on that one either. Trevis. Hasmal something. I wasn't quite sure when I searched. I wasn't quite able to find a full name to it. So there's Hunter. The name Hunterfell, split by the map. Hunterfell is where the old god Tote from the Third Blight, the Archdemon, was defeated in 325 Towers. And it was occupied by Tevinter at the end of 344 Towers. And we see Oral's Reach, so that's probably Andoral's Reach, which is a fortress near the northwest borders of Orlais, named after Andoral, the old god. Now, in Nevarra, we see the city Nessun. There wasn't much info about that. And we see Kal Sharok. Kal Sharok is one of the remaining taigs deep beneath the Hunterborn Mountains. So we're going to be going in the deep roads again, maybe, which could indicate a potential blight. 6th and 7th blights, maybe. Anyway, in the War Table mission in Dragon Age Inquisition, there's a mission to help the dwarves from Hunterborn Mountains, from Kal Sharok. And they join the fight against Corypheus. And there's the Merchants Guild also sends agents to Kalsharok. So those are mentions of Kalsharok that we've seen before. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what I got from the map. So let me know what you think. If I've missed anything, maybe there's some lore that I wasn't able to find that you're aware of. I know that there are a lot of books that I haven't read, that a lot of you have read. They're on my to-read list though. So maybe there's indications in there. And I find it interesting that we would be visiting specific places, and I think it's cool that we're going to be going to Nevarra, not just to Tevinter, but Nevarra. I would have liked to go to Antiva as well, and perhaps to Seheron. Maybe it's not one of the main places, but maybe we will be visiting Seheron. Maybe we will be visiting Antiva. But going to Nevarra has a lot of history in the lore because of the Circle of Magi. And I think that is really revealing and significant, because now that there's no more circle, and depending who's divine, either the circles are restored in certain ways. And so I think going to Nevarra, the game might actually start with Nevarra, where we have to take part in the formation of the new Circle of Magi. Similar to how Trespasser begins with the meeting and everything. And obviously we're going to be in Tevinter. We're going to find people in Tevinter. So I think we're going to be seeing Dorian again. I think we're going to be seeing Fenris. I think Anders, if he's still alive, he's going to be there in the game for those of us who spared him. I don't know how it's going to play out if we killed him for those playthroughs where we did kill him, because I did kill him in one playthrough. So I find those places rather interesting. Going to a Taig, I mean, it's not Orzammar, but it is one of the main Taigs, one of the remaining Taigs. Are we going down in the deep roads? I don't like the deep roads as much as I like the story and the lore that we explore and the descent. I don't like the deep roads. I don't know why. I think I feel claustrophobic. I'm very empathetic. And I feel claustrophobic in the deep roads. I'm like, no, I need the surface. I need sky. But I think there's going to be a lot going on. The Circle of Magi, the Vince, and the Dwarves. We're going to discover more things. And I think maybe because of the Descent DLC, we might be speaking with other Shapers, talking about the Shaperate and stuff like that, because of everything about the Titans and the Titan blood that we discovered and everything. So it could really be, it could be any reason to be going there, but I think we're going to be going there. And maybe we'll be going on the mountain. And maybe Hunterborn Mountain is one of the 9 sacred mountains. I believe that Haven is one of the sacred mountains, the Frostback Mountains. Hunterborn Mountain is far from the Frostback Mountains, but I don't think the 9 sacred mountains are all in the Frostback or in that region. So, and maybe some are in Orlais as well. So I think that's pretty interesting. I think there's going to be more places to discover than the map shows. Maybe we won't be visiting all the places on the map either, but I think it's relevant and significant that they zoomed in right there. Anyway, let me know what you guys think and your interpretation of those cities. And we'll have to wait and see, obviously, but hopefully we'll get more clues, a little more hints. And oh, I have news. Well, news. I don't know if it's really news. It's like a little bonus tidbit. Every once in a while, I look on websites for freelance writing because that's what I do for some companies and stuff. So anyway, I noticed that BioWare Montreal is looking for a senior writer. They're hiring. They're passing interviews for a senior writer. Now, of course, I noticed this because I live in the Montreal region. So I clicked on it saying like, okay, BioWare Montreal, looking for a senior writer. Now, senior writer seems very general, senior writer, but they had the French version as well, since it's in Montreal. And the French version title of senior writer is a lot more descriptive. And what the title entails is that it's for dialogue, that it's a dialogue screenwriter. For me, I find that interesting because they sort of hinted about Dragon Age 4. They didn't show much. And when they teased, the book was pretty much empty. So they were pretty much saying that they're developing the story for it. Now, what's cool is that you have the lead writers who, and I've worked like this before with other people. I'm not saying this is necessarily the case, but sometimes what I've seen and what I've done is you write the story either in outline or in actual kind of like story form, and then you adapt it with dialogue. The screenplay writer who's expert at dialogue will write in the dialogue, will take that story and translate it into a screenplay. Pretty much like, novel adaptations into films and stuff like that. So the fact that they're searching for a dialogue screenwriter, to me, I could be wrong, so take this with a grain of salt, but it could mean that it's for Dragon Age. Does this mean that the story is pretty much, the base storyline is pretty much complete and they're ready to get into dialogue? Because for some video games, I don't know how it works for all, but from the searches I've done, the research I've done is some developers will develop the concept, the art, start working on the art and some of the characters even before they have the dialogue and the script. So then after, when the actors go in, they can animate the characters as the actors are speaking to match the faces and stuff like that, and to match with the dialogue. So a lot of the concept art, a lot of the programming stuff happens before dialogue is written. There are many ways of working. And for a massive game like Dragon Age with so much lore, I can't imagine that they wouldn't work on the story first and then work on dialogue, because dialogue is details, whereas the story takes care of everything else. So I'm wondering, are they hiring someone to add to the team to be the main dialogue writer for Dragon Age 4? I mean, this is just speculation from an observation. It would be interesting, and the timing fits. If they're writing dialogue, then everything else is ready. They're going to write dialogue, then they're going to record and put in the recording for the game to come out potentially in November or December of 2018, which gives them ultimately just a little under 2 years to finish everything. And when you have a team, a full team working on a big project like that, I think 2 years is enough. I've never worked. I don't know how video game development actually goes, but I think this could be for Dragon Age 4. I think this could be an indication that late 2018 we'll see the release of Dragon Age 4. Let me know what you guys think from this observation. I could be mistaken. So, it could be for a completely different project, a completely new project, or something else altogether. But I just have a hunch, Anyway, like this video if you like it, share it with all Dragon Age fans, and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And I'll see you all soon. Masaranas. Be sure to check out some of my other stuff, and remember to buy video games at a discounted price and support me at no additional cost to you. Just follow my G2A affiliate link. To learn more how that can help you as well, you can watch my full explanation video on that. Thanks for tuning in.